So in a rare move by prosecutors, they have charged the parents of school shooter Ethan Crumbley with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. They can face up to 60 years in prison. Here's what you need to know. My name is Nathan Laurie. If you are new here, we talk about the law and the facts. If you're about that life, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley was charged as an adult. He was charged with first-degree murder, terrorism, and related gun charges for the mass shooting at a high school in Michigan. But the shocking part of this story is that his parents were recently charged also with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the killings. Here's what happened.
Honestly, Judge, I don't have the words to describe how horrific that happened on November the 30th. It depicted just before 12:51 p.m., this defendant entering a bathroom with a backpack. A minute or two later, he exited the same bathroom without the backpack, but with a gun in hand.
The assistant prosecutor told the judge it was over in a couple of minutes, but Crumbley came armed with a gun and armed with intent.
He methodically and deliberately walked down the hallway, aiming the firearm at students and firing.
The parents of Ethan Crumbley, Jennifer and James, were on the Zoom connection with their son's court hearing. Yesterday, we were told the dad told his son not to talk, and they were getting him an attorney. 2 attorneys today were court appointed. One of the charges is terrorism causing death.
Now, with any of these school shootings, like most other mass shootings, we always, as a society, try to figure out how can we avoid this happening again. What happened here? Did anything slip through the cracks? So here is the district attorney explaining what actually happened that led up to this tragic event.
I have shared previously, and I will reiterate today, that gun ownership is a right, and with that right comes great responsibility. Based on the information and evidence I have received, today I am announcing charges against the shooter's parents, Jennifer and James Crumbley. The charges are as follows. James Crumbley is charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Jennifer Crumbley is also charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. I will now publish the details that led to that decision and have already previously been made public, which allows me to comment on them in a swear-to that has just taken place in the district court by Detective Tim Willis. The investigation into the school shooting incident at Oxford High School, which occurred on November 30th, 2021, has revealed that James Crumbley purchased a Sig Sauer 9mm model SP 2022 from Acme Shooting Goods in Oxford, Michigan on November 26, 2021. A store employee confirms that Ethan Crumbley was present with James at the time of the purchase. Per statute, James Crumbley completed ATF Form 5309A. On or about November 26, 21, Ethan Crumbley's social media posts reveal photos of the semi-automatic handgun, along with the caption, "Just got my new beauty today," including an emoji with hearts, "Sig Sauer 9mm. Any questions I will answer," end quote. Subsequent to the purchase of that weapon, one of Jennifer Crumbley's social media posts on about 11/27/21 read, quote, "Mom and Sunday testing out his new Christmas present," end quote. On November 21st, 21, a teacher at the Oxford High School observed Ethan Crumbley searching ammunition on his cell phone during class and reported the same to school officials. Jennifer Crumbley was contacted via voicemail by school personnel regarding that son's inappropriate internet search. School personnel indicate they followed that voicemail up with an email but received no response from either parent. Thereafter, Jennifer Crumbley exchanged text messages about the incident with her son on that day, stating, quote, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught," end quote. On November 30th, 21, the morning of the shooting, the next day, Ethan Crumbley's teacher came upon a note on Ethan's desk, which alarmed her to the point that she took a picture of it on her cell phone. The note contained the following: a drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, quote, "The thoughts won't stop, help me," end quote. In another section of the note was a drawing of a bullet with the following words above that bullet, quote, "blood everywhere," end quote. Between the drawing of the gun and the bullet is a drawing of a person who appears to have been shot twice and bleeding. Below that figure is a drawing of a laughing emoji. Further down the drawing are the words, quote, "my life is useless," end quote. And to the right of that are the words, quote, "the world is dead," end quote. As a result, James and Jennifer Crumbley were immediately summoned to the school. A school counselor came to the classroom and removed the shooter and brought him to the office with his backpack. Counselor obtained the drawing, but the shooter had already altered it. The drawings of the gun and the bloody figure were scratched out along with the words, "help me," and "my life is useless." "The world is dead," and "blood everywhere." Those were all altered by him. At the meeting, James and Jennifer Crumbley were shown the drawing and were advised that they were required to get their son into counseling within 48 hours. Both James and Jennifer Crumbley failed to ask their son if he had his gun with him or where his gun was located, and failed to inspect his backpack for the presence of the gun, which he had with him. James and Jennifer Crumbley resisted the idea of then leaving the school at that time, of their son leaving the school at that time. Instead, James and Jennifer Crumbley left the high school without their son. He was returned to the classroom. When the news of the active shooter at Oxford High School had been made public, Jennifer Crumbley texted to her son at 1:22 p.m., quote, "Ethan, don't do it," end quote. At 1:37 p.m., James Crumbley called 911, reporting that a gun was missing from his house and he believed his son may be the shooter. Further investigation revealed that the 6-hour 9mm handgun purchased by James Crumbley was stored unlocked in a drawer in James and Jennifer's bedroom. The gun recovered from the shooter at the school after the shooting was the same gun that was purchased by his father, James Crumbley, on November 26, 2021, in the presence of his son. Based upon the foregoing, the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office requested and received we charged 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter as to James Crumbley and 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter as to Jennifer Crumbley.
So what is involuntary manslaughter in Michigan? Well, involuntary manslaughter is simple. It's when the defendant created a situation where the risk of great bodily harm or death was very high, knowing that as a result of the defendant's actions, he or she knew that serious harm or death would likely occur. Now, in this case, do you believe the district attorney's office has enough evidence to believe that these parents knew that there was a high risk to other students? Do you believe the evidence is going to show that the parents knew that there was a serious risk of harm or serious physical injury to other people? Do you believe that they created the situation by purchasing the gun, by not removing their child from the school? Again, you as a juror will have to decide these questions. We'll stay on top of the story. The parents have now since been captured after trying to evade police for a couple of days. So, do you think the district attorney made the right decision to charge? Do you think this is an overcharge? Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you next time. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and this is where you come for the facts and the law. Peace.